full in-school session. They've been out since March 13th, so I think they're anxious and eager to get back, and we want to deliver for them and the districts that are sending them to our schools.
Make sure to tune in tonight to hear from the superintendent of the state's technical high schools to talk about what return to school will look like for those students.
All right, we missed the bell. 5:55. A little late this morning. We apologize about that. 90 degrees today. We are expecting showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be strong to severe. Keep your eyes to the skies. If they look threatening, head indoors. But we are expecting 90-degree heat in the state before those storms arrive. It'll be isolated in nature, but some towns could get a little bit of lightning and a lot of thunder. So we'll just keep you posted as the day wears on. 5:57. Good morning, Kate.
Hey, good morning, Scott. All right, if you're getting ready to head out the door this morning, here's a few things that you should know. We are in pretty good shape, seeing just a little bit of fog across the state, but overall delay-free, incident-free as I leave you with a live look outside, 95 by East Street in New Haven. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy Pinpoint Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers. Stay with us. Channel 3 Eyewitness News. We'll be right back.
From WFSB, Connecticut's #1 local news, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News this morning.
School is about to start, and teachers' unions across the state are demanding better safety measures before they return to the classroom. How district leaders are responding as the clock continues to tick. Plus, Eversource customers want to hold the company accountable after many saw a steep hike in their bills this summer. What Eversource is saying about the increase, and we'll also sum up what took place at the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority's hearing on the matter. But first, we start you off with our early warning weather alert. We are taking a live look, a gorgeous shot there through our iCam over Middletown and the Connecticut River. Look at the fog there in the distance. It's definitely a little hazy and hot already. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday, August 25th. I'm Nicole Nalepa. We have that weather alert, Scott. So what does that mean for today?
It means more storms are expected in the form of severe thunderstorms. That could be a possibility. But first, let's talk about the heat. The heat wave ended yesterday as we got to 89 degrees. It was so close at Bradley, but unfortunately we got a little rain. It cooled the atmosphere a little bit in parts of Windsor Locks, and that allowed the temperature to only climb into the upper 80s. So we're still at 38 days of 90-degree heat. The sixth heat wave of the year has come to an end. Our Channel 3 early warning dew poll radar scanning dry for now. We do have some visibility problems out there this morning. As Nicole was just mentioning, you can see the fog on our Middletown and iCam. Quarter of a mile in Willimantic, Meriden, not so good. Norwich and Putnam, I know you're not reporting, but I'm getting reports that the fog is pretty tough in that part of the state as well. So exercise caution. Regional radar. Folks, this is getting real close. This is getting real close. So I'm expecting some showers and thunderstorms here in the state within the next hour and a half to 2 hours. As you can see, they're up in northwest Connecticut. That line is not falling apart. According to Early Warning Futurecast, it is expected to, but you can see it is rumbling across parts of New York, and it is booking. This cold front means business, and it is moving rather quickly. This is over the past 6 hours. So we're going to keep our eyes to the skies this morning and let you know if anything materializes. But it does look like we're going to have some nasty weather in the state. All right, the slight risk category exists over Connecticut. Be careful. This is not too good. When the Storm Prediction Center places Connecticut in the slight risk category, typically we do see severe weather, and that's what can be expected during the day today. Temperatures today will climb into the upper 80s and low 90s, hot and humid with isolated showers and thunderstorms. Some towns will get it, some towns won't not. We'll just have to wait and see how it all plays out. But grab the umbrella, carry it with you, rather to be safe than sorry. And if you hear thunder, see lightning, make sure you remain indoors. 6:03 is now the time. Caitlin Francis, good morning to you.
And good morning to you, Scott. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. All right, here's some good news. Most of that overnight road work has wrapped already, so we're just waiting for some of that daytime work to pick up, but that's the good news. We are still dealing with some of that fog across the state. Here's a live look outside 95 by Neck Road in Old Lyme. If you are heading to one of those state parks or beaches today, a couple pieces of advice. Get there early and have a plan in place in case those storms pop up. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy Pinpoint Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Connecticut's Back to School Authority is sponsored by Yale New Haven Children's Hospital, one of the best in the nation.
Later today, teachers in East Haven are planning to protest outside the local high school. They want district leaders to delay the start of the school year. And tonight's demonstration is part of a statewide effort to demand safer back-to-school plans across Connecticut. Channel 3's Roger Suzanne joins us now live in East Haven. And Roger, it's not just the teachers who are pushing for this change, right?
Yeah, that's right, Nicole. You know, a coalition of unions actually representing more than 60,000 school staffers are leading this charge. We're talking about positions like custodians, school bus drivers, paraprofessionals, along with, of course, teachers. Now, what they're asking for, what they're demanding is complicated, it's nuanced, but really it all boils down to one thing: student and staff safety. At least that's according to these union reps. Now, those unions recently submitted a 13-point plan, which they say would help improve conditions. It includes things like calling for each district to have a joint labor committee, mandatory masks for all students regardless of grade level, social distancing guarantees, a proper HVAC system for better ventilation, and improved accommodations for immunocompromised students and staffers. Now, leaders of the largest teachers union in the state, the Connecticut Education Association, or CEA, says that they are making these demands publicly because so far going through the process has not been effective.
Both the governor and the commissioner are concerned about safety. What we're finding out, however, is that that isn't necessarily translating into actions and activities that are taking place in all the different local districts in Connecticut.
And by the way, these unions say that if these demands cannot be met, they would support going to a fully remote learning system instead of having any in-person classrooms. So that would be very, very interesting. By the way, we mentioned this protest is set to kick off at 7 o'clock tonight. We do expect a big crowd, according to organizers. They say, though, that everyone will, of course, wear masks and be socially distant. Reporting live outside East Haven High School, I'm Roger Suzanne, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Roger. It's now 6:05. The state of the 2020 school year is still in question. Last week, the White House labeled teachers as essential workers, meaning if a teacher is exposed, they do not need to quarantine if they are not experiencing any symptoms. But Governor Ned Lamont disagrees with that and is urging anyone exposed to quarantine. Now, if a school has a confirmed case, the immediate response would be to quarantine only those in the classroom or cohort. The entire school will be notified but would not necessarily need to shut down. The Department of Education is expected to release a full plan later this week. The Public Utilities Regulatory Authority is taking a hard look at Eversource and the delivery rate increases that the company charged customers last month. Yesterday, PURA held an hours-long hearing to get some answers. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Carolina Cruz is live now from Eversource headquarters in Berlin. Carolina, what happened during that long hearing?
Well, it's going to be the first of probably many more to come. PURA wants to take a look at the rate increase and why it happened in the first place. And then second, it's also going to take a second look at evaluation and also the way that these companies, the public utilities, are regulated. One of the big statements, though, that Eversource made yesterday was admitting to charging customers $124 million instead of taking a financial loss. Eversource says customers saw their bills for July increase because there was 35% more power usage. The company also cites an agreement it has to buy power from the Millstone power plant in Waterford. Eversource says deregulation prevents it from selling power directly to customers. Instead, it has to sell it back to the market and customers pay the cost. PURA originally approved the summer's increase in rates, but it rolled back that decision and froze the rate hike when customers complained.
We're in the middle of a pandemic. There's some people that aren't working or can't pay their bill. They need to explain how they're coming up with these figures.
And customers could get refunds for those rate increases. It's going to be up to PURA to decide that. And we are told that while Eversource is under investigation by PURA, they're going to be halting that transference of fees so customers won't be having to pay in excess going forward while Eversource is under investigation. Reporting from Berlin, I'm Carolina Cruz, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thanks, Carolina. In today's Vote Now question, we want to know, do you think large public utility companies should be broken up? Well, so far, an overwhelming majority of you are saying, yes, you do, 92% of you. These results have been fluctuating throughout the morning. If you haven't had a chance to weigh in yet, just head to the Channel 3 app or WFSB.com/vote now. And coming up next, it is day 2 of the Republican National Convention. We'll tell you what you can expect coming up. Stay with us on this Tuesday morning. We'll be right back.
All right, we're under an early warning weather alert for the potential for some strong storms. Now, there is a line of showers and thunderstorms that's racing towards Connecticut. It is expected to fall apart, although I'm keeping a very close eye on it. So there might be some rumbles of thunder, little lightning in northwest Connecticut this morning. I'm certainly going to keep you posted. In the meantime, let's take a look at Futurecast. It has us dry until about noontime. That's when we start to dot the landscape with some of these scattered showers. You'll see them popping up. Going to be very isolated in nature. Some of these storms could be strong to severe. This is 5 p.m. And then tonight, once the sun goes down, everything starts to wind down. And tomorrow is a beautiful day. In the meantime, today is hot and humid with isolated showers and thunderstorms. Keep your eyes to the skies. If they look threatening, head indoors. Grab that umbrella, carry it with you. Rather to be safe than sorry. I'm throwing in all my good lines here. Temperatures today will be in the mid to upper 80s and low 90s. If we do get to 90 today, Caitlin, it'll be day 39 of the 90-plus degree heat here in the state.
My goodness, day 39. Whew, another hot one. Yeah, but Scott mentioned throw your umbrella, take it with you, throw it in the car, make sure you have it just in case because it could get dicey out there. All right, overnight road work has wrapped. That's some good news. We're still dealing with a little bit of fog, so let's take a look outside through our iCams. We have a look for you at 84 east and westbound through Hartford area. You can see traffic is moving along very nicely, so that's some good news. I'll have more cameras for you coming up. Oh, there's another look for you in Waterbury. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy Pinpoint Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers. Stay with us. Channel 3 Eyewitness News. We'll be right back.
Turning now to campaign 2020. Day one of the Republican National Convention is in the books. Republicans kicked things off laying out their pitch for another 4 years of President Donald Trump. Channel 3's Caitlin Francis has all of the highlights for us this morning. Kate?
Hey, Nicole. So President Trump was officially nominated as the Republican nominee for president yesterday. And during day one of the Republican National Convention, speakers throughout the day praised the president while also spending time attacking Democrats and their nominee, Joe Biden. After the Democratic National Convention made the case for Joe Biden, Republicans are now building up their candidate. The president's eldest son criticized Biden's decades-long career, and President Trump's supporters painted a dire picture of the country if he loses re-election.
Your family will not be safe in the radical Democrats' America.
They want to enslave you to the weak, dependent, liberal, victim ideology to the point that you will not recognize this country or yourself.
Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to take a look ahead to the speakers for night 2 of the RNC. I'm Caitlin Francis, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, let's take you out right now and show you what's coming in our direction. You can see we've got a bit of a front there. It's draped through parts of New York, parts of Pennsylvania. That's all moving in our direction. And unfortunately, we might get a couple of clips in northwest Connecticut as we move through the latter part of the morning. And so just keep an eye on things. That's what's happening locally, and we do run a storm threat. So let's talk about what's happening globally. We've got Laura. Marco kind of just fizzled, which is good news for the Gulf of Mexico. The 1-2 punch, the one punch is out. Now we're waiting for the second punch, and the Hurricane Center letting us know that it could possibly be a Category 3 hurricane when it makes landfall tomorrow evening and the coastline of Louisiana and Texas. So we're going to keep an eye on that for you. All right, 60 degrees is the typical overnight low. Remember that number when I show you the temperatures? It's incredibly mild out there this morning. 38 degrees set back in 1940. Can you imagine 38 degrees set back in 1940? We're back to Laura. I do apologize. It's a little out of sequence here, but you can see 2 to 3 turns into a Category 3 hurricane and moves up right on into Louisiana and the Texas border. All right, our Channel 3 early morning radar scanning the state dry. It's a beautiful sunrise out there this morning. New London, good morning to you. A little bit of patchy fog this morning. We do have some reduced visibility, so please be careful. And we are expecting some pretty lovely starts to the day, but the temperatures are just soupy out there, and so are the dew points. 68 in Hampton, 66 in Mansfield Center, 70 in Madison. Thank you to all my weather watchers. I appreciate that. We'll take a look at Hartford right now. You can see the temperatures there. 67 in Killingworth, 3-way tie. Killingworth, North Granby, and Torrington. Thank you to all my weather watchers for sending in the reports. So it's warm and it's humid to start. Remember, 60 is the number. 69 at Bradley right now, 72 at Brainerd, 75 in New Haven. 15 full degrees above average in New Haven. And the dew points, they're a little bit better than yesterday, but it's muggy out there with dew points in the upper 60s and low 70s. Isolated showers and thunderstorms are a possibility. The Storm Prediction Center has placed us in the slight risk category. So receive some of these strong storms anytime late this morning through early this afternoon. It's a fast-moving storm system. This cold front is going to be barreling through the state, and that could touch off some showers and thunderstorms. You can see the icons, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, that chance for showers and thunderstorms exists, with temperatures closing in once again on the 90-degree mark. If we do get to 90 today, it'll be the 39th day of 90-degree heat in the state this year, thus breaking an all-time record set back in 1983. But the heat wave is over, because yesterday we only got to 89 degrees at Bradley. I was expecting 90, 91, 92, but we didn't get there. So today, temperatures along the shoreline will be in the upper 80s, so isolated showers and thunderstorms. Much better day tomorrow. We've got some lovely weather headed in our direction, but I'm keeping a very close eye. They said this is moving into some drier air and is expected to fall apart, but I'm keeping a close eye on it for you as it gets very close. You can see the remnants of Marco, and then Laura is way down to the south. As we take a look at Futurecast, tomorrow's weather today, see how that falls apart. And then throughout the day today, we're going to dot the landscape with more showers and thunderstorms through early this evening. And some of those could be strong to severe. Daytime highs today climb into the upper 80s and low 90s. And then your 7-day forecast includes a much better day tomorrow, 78 degrees, 83 on Thursday, Friday. The heat starts going back up a bit with chance for a shower or thunderstorm. Saturday looks a little bit wet as the remnants of Laura might make their way into Connecticut associated with another area of low pressure. Sunday looks great, as does Monday. So Sunday is definitely the better of the 2 weekend days. Roll it. Francisca Milan, happy birthday. Jeremy and Jason Snyder, 25-year-old twins. Kathy Schoecker is 69, and Ginny Lynch is 79 today. Hope you all have a great day. 6:20, Caitlin, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning to you, Scott. Busy day again in the Weather Center for you. All right, if you're heading out the door here this morning for your Tuesday commute, heading to work, we're in pretty good shape, just still dealing with some of that fog. Let's take a live look outside through our iCams. Overnight road work has wrapped, which is some good news. Here's a look outside. Both directions of 84 through the Hartford area, you can see traffic moving along very nicely. Let's see if we can get outside. You can see traffic picking up just a little bit in the Waterbury area. Same. This is 84 both directions, and then look at that view. This is Route 9 in Middletown. Gorgeous start to our Tuesday, and traffic moving very nicely. We're in good shape across the state, delay-free and incident-free. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy Pinpoint Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Connecticut's Back to School Authority is sponsored by Yale New Haven Children's Hospital, one of the best in the nation.
Many school districts have adopted a social emotional learning plan this year as they navigate what the return to class will look like during these uncertain times. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Sharon Johnson spoke with an expert from Yale who told us why these plans hold so much weight now more than ever.
As children return to school in person and remotely this year, the state and local districts have put an even greater emphasis on supporting their emotional and social health through an approach called social emotional learning. Teachers are not just teaching their subjects, they're teaching social and emotional skills as well.
Emotions affect our creativity and our everyday performance. If you can't deal with your anxiety or your stress or your frustration, it's really hard to achieve your goals.
Dr. Mark Brackett is the director of the Yale Center for Emotional Intelligence and a national expert on social emotional learning. Dr. Brackett says right now, anxiety is high among students and adults. He says it's important for administrators and teachers to be role models by managing their own emotions.
My hope is that our leaders will be transparent about their own anxiety, but demonstrate that they're able to manage it effectively to support, their schools.
Dr. Brackett says it's also okay for teachers and parents to be honest with children about emotions.
We are in really weird times, and people are worried and stressed and overwhelmed, and I think it's okay to be honest with our kids in a developmentally appropriate way.
At home, Dr. Brackett says parents can also be role models during these uncertain times. He recommends parents also manage their own feelings and anxiety first.
We really need to be thinking about how to have better perspective-taking skills, greater empathy, better decision-making skills, better self-regulation.
He says parents should let children know that all feelings are okay to have.
Demonstrate that we have the skills to take care of it, that we can be good learners even though we're anxious. We can get along really well even if we're angry.
Sharon Johnson, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, here are the stories that are trending now. 2020 has been a year like no other, and now this dog is making the most of it. His owner put his face mask on and he has his backpack.
Look, he's driving around.
He jumps into his car. Yeah, he rides to town, picks up some of his groceries, gets his temperature checked. Maybe he even wipes them down and he heads back home. What a good boy. Hey, we have to take a lot of extra steps, but it's all for a good reason, right?
He's driving around, absolutely.
Gives you a little pause for a sec, right?
Absolutely. You know I love my cats, right? Sometimes if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. And this cat said, I believe I can fly. Sonia the cat is obsessed with the movie Up, which is about a balloon salesman that has always dreamed of having a house that floats. And as a surprise, her owner put balloons on her cat carrier, and Sonia actually
oh my gosh,
got to fly.
Wow.
That is amazing.
And a little scary. My cat would paw me.
Oh my gosh, well, she looks happy. All right, so from dogs to cats to horses, it's animal themed this morning. Take a look at this video. Superman doesn't need to ride a horse, but I guess if he were, then this would be it.
Wow.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
Isn't it? Yeah. He's gorgeous. This is called a Dutch draft. He's absolutely beautiful. This video, I mean, you can see why people are just obsessed with it. 8.9 million views on TikTok.
All right, those are the stories that are trending now. When we return, we have some more news, weather, and traffic. Stay with us. We'll be right back on this Tuesday morning.
From WFSB, Connecticut's #1 local news, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News this morning.
We are starting you off with an early morning weather alert. Storms could potentially bring damaging winds later on in the day, and we can only hope to avoid some more power outages. Scott Haney joins us now. He is timing out the latest for us. Good morning, Scott.
Hey, thanks, Nicole. Let's talk heat first, then we'll talk about the storms that are expected to roll in. That's why we have gone ahead and issued an early warning weather alert. It's going to be another hot one today, and we could see this number climb to 39. Yesterday, the temperature only got to got to 89 at Bradley. 89 at Bradley. We didn't get to 90. We had some storms move over the area that kind of cooled the atmosphere over Bradley, but still 89 was nothing to sneeze at. We just didn't get to 90, so the 6th heat wave of 2020 came to an end yesterday. Now, if we do get to 90 today, we're going to break that record of 1983, so we're hoping we do that. We're hoping we get to 90 today at Bradley. Our Channel 3 early warning radar scan in the state dry. Good morning, everybody. We do have a little bit of fog out there for you. We do have some reduced visibility, a 1/4 of a mile in Willimantic. We're getting some other reports in northeast Connecticut of some pretty thick fog. fog, so please be careful driving around in that part of the state. Regional radar confirms there are showers and even a couple of thunderstorms making their way towards Connecticut. They're over Schenectady right now and up in the middle part of New York there. That's moving in our direction. Now, these are falling apart, but they could clip northwest Connecticut as they make their entrance into the state in just about an hour and a half. So I'm going to keep a very close eye on these storms for you. But we are expecting more storms later this morning through early this afternoon. That's the result of a cold front that's going to be marching into the state. Temperatures today, top out in the upper 80s, low 90s, hot and humid with isolated showers and thunderstorms, some of which could really pack a punch. So we're going to ask you to keep your eyes to the skies, and if they look threatening, head indoors. The potential for severe weather exists during the day today. 6:32 is now the time. Caitlin Francis will say good morning to you.
And good morning to you, Scott. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We're off to a pretty good start across the majority of the state this morning. A lot of that overnight road work has wrapped up. We're waiting for some of that daytime work to begin. And just a little bit of fog still hanging on, but overall, we're delay-free, we're incident-free. Look at that sunshine. This is 95 by Todd's Hill Road. This is in the Branford area. You can see you're going to have to pack the shades, that's for sure, because sun glare could be an issue in the specific spots of the state. I'll take you outside now, 95 by Fulton Terrace in New Haven. We're off to a very nice start here, nice and clear, and traffic moving along very nicely both sides of the interstate. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy Pinpoint Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Thanks, Caitlin. It's now 6:33. Now this morning, we're working to get answers for Eversource customers. During a hearing yesterday, the company admitted to billing customers $124 million to prevent losses on their end. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Carolina Cruz is live right outside the company's headquarters in Berlin now. Carolina, what happened at the hearing with PURA yesterday?
Well, Eversource heard from a lot of customers about those bill and rate hikes. Lawmakers also joined in. Lawmakers want the company to roll back that rate hike and then also refund customers for what they had to pay. So this meeting, it was held by the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority. It's part of a series of hearings they're going to be having as part of an investigation into why Eversource customers' bills spiked last month, mainly on the delivery rate. PURA originally approved the rate hike, but then froze the change once customers complained. Eversource attributes part of the increase to 35% more power usage and an agreement with Millstone Power Plant. Deregulation prevents Eversource from selling power directly to customers. Eversource says it recently took a $124 million hit when selling power to the market. Under the agreement, customers are the ones to foot that bill. Eversource says the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority will decide if customers get refunds. In the meantime, while PURA investigates, any losses from selling power to the market are put on pause and will not be passed on to customers.
Authority ought to consider breaking up Eversource and creating a consumer-based utility, possibly with public ownership.
And during yesterday's hearing, we also heard from Eversource, and it said that this pandemic has affected those higher bills because some of the larger businesses that maybe didn't have, weren't in operation, or maybe they had some reduction in capacity or hours. Well, it led to Eversource losing some money, so customers were the ones to foot that bill. But we are still working to learn why the system is set up that way and why customers are the ones that have to pay up. Reporting from Berlin, I'm Carolina Cruz, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.